This is a tutorial of how to make a vine look like it's growing in GIMP, and there are two tutorials, and this one is much easier, but it looks less realistic than the second one. So this is the first one. Firstly, we go on Google Images and we find a picture of a simple vine silhouette shape. I've gone for large size, so I have a nice high resolution image. The colour, I've said any colour. I could have said black and white, but I didn't. I've changed this one to line drawing. If this little menu here isn't showing up, you go up there on search tools to make it show up. Okay, so I've found a picture that I quite like, and see it's got the little grid behind it. That means the background is transparent, which is good. That'll make it easier. So I'm going to save this picture onto my desktop as Vines desktop as PNG. Probably doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, PNG. Alright, save. Then I'm going to go into Adobe Flash, and I've got a new one open and ready to go. File, import. That's how I get that Vines picture into there. Import to stage. Got to find it. Vines. Double click import. Okay, next I want that toolbox over there. We need to take it so that it's not a whole picture, because at the moment every time I try and select anything I'm getting the whole picture. So we go up to modify, break apart, modify, convert to bitmap, and then bitmap, trace bitmap, and just go OK. I suppose we could try changing these. I'm not sure what happens, and you go OK, and now it's just giving me the black and white, the black picture that's selected, rather than the whole thing being a picture. Now I can just use the black bit on its own, which is what I want. So the second thing I need to do is that layer there is going to be called the vine, and I need to make a new layer which is going to be called the color. Double click, change the name just so I don't get muddled up. Then I'm going to bring the vine to the front, to the top of the stack, which is in front, and I want to turn it into a mask. Right click, mask, and at the moment it looks like everything's disappeared, but if you click that little padlock there it comes back. Now we need to click on this little rectangle beside it so we don't get the whole shape, we just get the border. So now all I've kind of got is the guideline of where there's a see-through patch. Then on this color layer, on the first keyframe there, I'm going to just make a little green oval shape slightly off the bottom of the vine. Then I'm going to go over, maybe it doesn't really matter how far. I suppose I want it to grow quite slowly. I've gone up to 60. I've selected both top and bottom of the timeline. F6 to add keyframes. And then on this bottom one only, I'm going to take that little oval I made and get my black arrow, and I'm going to, actually know it, I'll get free transform, and I'm going to make it huge so it covers the whole vine. You can kind of fiddle around with it if you want to. Hover, click away from it, hover near the outsides of it to stretch it to make sure it's covering your whole vine shape. And now I need on that same bottom layer, I haven't created a tween yet, maybe. Create shape tween. Okay, now we're at the beginning in the first keyframe. I've got a teeny weeny oval. The last keyframe, it covers the whole thing. Now I'm going to turn the padlock back on the color layer and hit enter to see what it looks like. And that's my vine growing. Don't forget to save it and export it, and that's the end of the first tutorial.